What is up, everybody? This is Mr. Rippe, and I haven't written a PAX East summary journal yet, and I'm too lazy to write because I'm probably going to hit the character limit again, plus no one reads that stuff. So I'm just going to talk into a microphone, and I'm going to be playing Rayman Origins in the background, and if there's any doubt in anyone's mind that I am terrible at video games, it will be gone by the end of this. Before I begin, I'd like to say congratulations to Ray for getting hired at Achievement Hunter. Very excited for him. I know this is what he's wanted. First, let me begin with the trip and the hotel. Went up with Ray on Thursday afternoon, right after my school let out. We took the same bus up, took the same bus back home. The bus ride wasn't terrible. The internet kind of sucked, but it wasn't the end of the world. I could still load up text sites, so I could read for a couple hours, which is nice, I guess. Then when we got there, Ben was an idiot and couldn't turn the block, so we spent half an hour, 40 minutes waiting for him to somehow get lost and go to Chinatown when he was just up the block, and we just asked him to make a turn around a corner. He's bad at driving. And then we stayed at a hotel with him, Ray, Ben, and I. We stayed at a hotel, which was a lot better than I remember, which is a lot worse than I remember 2 years ago. There was a little water pressure. Person at the front desk was a little sarcastic. The Wi-Fi was god-awful. It had a shuttle, so I guess that was the one redeeming factor of it. So, I mean, for Ray and Ben, who didn't get up at the stupid hour like I did, I guess that was nice for them. Speaking of getting up at stupid hours, I did my PAX East experience. My days at PAX East started at 5:20 each morning. That's when I woke up. And Ray and Ben will mock me to no end for this, but I don't care. It was fantastic. I had a great time waking up 5:20, taking a shower, getting to convention center around 6. I was waiting online with a friend of mine, former achievement hunter, Knuckles Dawson. He's no longer part of the community, but he's still a great guy. I like hanging out with him. I like talking to him. It just kind of sucks him and Casey live on the West Coast. I couldn't have asked for anyone better to wait with each day. So on Friday morning, I went to, I think, the only 3 panels that I saw. Yeah, those are the only 3 panels that I went to. Was the keynote with Jordan Mechner, I can't pronounce his last name. This is the guy who did Karateka, Prince of Persia, and then he was talking about it at his keynote. The first game he ever did was Death Bounce, which is kind of like, I think he described it as kind of like an Asteroids-esque game, but they bounce off the walls. It was a very interesting speech. It wasn't like flashy, but it was very, very interesting to hear someone talk about their experiences in the industry from forever ago, back in the day where he just sent off a game on a floppy disk to Broderbund, and that's how he got hired. It was really interesting to hear him talk. Then afterwards was the Gabe and Tycho Q&A, which was hilarious, and it had 2 stand-up moments in my mind, which was someone proposed to their girlfriend while at the mic, and they said yes, obviously. Actually, they said, I guess so, why not? Which was, I think, the only proper response. And the other one was a very sad story about someone's experience with a friend going through, I think, brain cancer at the hospital, and how playing video games at the hospital meant so much to them. That was some of the few memories that they have of them. And that's why I really love Child's Play. If anyone doesn't know what that is, that's the charity that Gabe and Tycho set up in order to provide video games for children in hospitals. It is a fantastic, fantastic charity. I think they've raised $500 million so far, which is a tidy sum. That is fantastic. And they announced that they're going to be expanding to battered women's shelters, which is, I love Child's Play. Anytime I can, I give them money. Example, at PAX East every year they have the Cookie Brigade, which are these guys who just go around, and PAX Prime 2, they just go around, they bake cookies, and then they give them away for free, and they ask for donations to Extra Life. So I bought a bunch of cookies and gave them some money. So very good cookies too. Had some peanut butter and some chocolate chip cookies. Very nice. Yeah. On the note on the sad story, that kind of reminds me again of the my first PAX East 10, and Knuckles again dragging me to the Gabe and Tycho Q&A because I had no clue that was something I was supposed to go to, and they made me go, and someone went up to the mic and told them a very sad story about how they grew up in hospitals and were in a lot of pain, and how video games brought them a little joy in their life, and yeah. That really kind of locked it in my mind. It's one of those things, just such a sad story that I'm just affected by it. On a lighter note, another standout moment was people tried to one-up each other with the questions. One person gave Gabe and Tycho some whoopie pies, like I think it was 4 or 6 or something like that, and then the person on the other mic was like, well, this is awkward because I had 8 whoopie pies. And the person on the other mic was like, well, this is awkward because I had 17 whoopie pies, which was kind of funny. And then after that was a Rooster Teeth panel, which was, they showed some stuff from Season 10 of Red vs. Blue, which I'm looking forward to. They announced that Elijah Wood is going to be doing one of the voices of the AI, which I'm looking forward to. I love Elijah Wood and everything he does. And they announced that Ray was getting hired for Achievement Hunter / Rooster Teeth. Very, 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 very excited for him. Sad that he's going to be leaving me in New York, but, I'm still very excited for him. It's what he wanted. And, the only other things I really lined up to do in terms of, not the floor were the concerts. And so on Friday and Saturday night, they each had... they had a concert piece, and each concert was 4 musicians. And Friday night was kind of more of a metal show, and Saturday night was more of a nerd folk show. They're both nerdy, let's just be honest, but it was not metal. It was the Saturday show was not metal. Friday show was Super Commuter, which is like chiptune metal-ish. It was really cool. Mini Bosses, which is just video game inspired rock covers. Then Metroid Metal, which was a phenomenal show. I gotta say though, their performance last year was definitely a lot better, just because they did the entire score from the first Metroid game from beginning to end. So they played for 25 minutes straight, and then at the end of it, they're just like, oh hey guys, we're Metroid Metal. That was awesome. And then at the end, after Metroid Metal, was Proto Men. And they're my favorite band. They're just such a good band, and they did a cover-to-cover of their Act 2 album, which is their second album, which was phenomenal. And they did it with 4 strings. Like, they got some professional musicians to come in as well. 4 strings and a trumpet player. Fantastic. It sounded beautiful. That's how the album should sound. Live was fantastic. I just can't get over how good they sounded. And then Saturday was the video game orchestra, which was really good. Played a little too much Final Fantasy for me, but I mean, it's just not my game. So, Paul and Storm, who did a hilarious, were very funny with their music, and then they did like a TED-esque talk about the ASPCA commercial and like redubbing it with inappropriate / hilarious music. Then Jonathan Colton came on with his band, which was funny. I gotta say, I like Jonathan Colton as an acoustic musician more than I like him with the band. The band is fantastic. I like the band a lot. It's just, I like Jonathan Colton acoustic. And then after that was MC Frontalot, who was great as always. And now into the games I played. I played a handful of games on the floor. I played Max Payne 3, it felt awesome. It felt awesome to control. I loved, it was just great. I never really played Max Payne 1 or 2. I know the stories. Just because I've seen Max Payne 1 in 60 seconds and Max Payne 2 in 60 seconds, which are hilarious videos. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that game coming out in a few weeks. Then I also played Borderlands 2, which, oh my god, That is a fantastic game. That was just so much fun to play. It's just a much grittier version of Borderlands 1. Played well. I got the shirt from it. I'm looking forward to that game coming out in September. I'm not sure if I'm going to get the collector's version or not. I might. It really just comes down to, do I have the money? Because I'm going to probably be going to RVBTO, and that's going to cost me a lot of money. I played Joe Danger the movie, which actually might have won my unexpected game of the show, just because I wasn't looking at it at all, and I saw at the booth that Hello Games had, they said everybody who plays gets a free code for Joe Danger Special Edition. I'm just like, sure, why not? I like free things. I was expecting a Steam key because everyone knows that everyone gives away Steam keys. So I try out the demo. It's a lot of fun. It's like a trial. Like Trials HD, just more cartoony. And then afterwards, they're just like, do you play in the 360 or PS3? I'm like, 360? And then they hand me a code. I'm just like, cool. And I went back there a couple of times and played it again and again. And I played it with Ray and Ben once, and which was basically just like a race downhill to see who could get downhill the fastest. It was fantastic. That game was a lot of fun. I'm a little upset they don't have online multiplayer for Joe Danger the movie, because the mode that we played would be like perfect for online multiplayer. It's unfortunate they don't have it, but whatever. I played Battle Block Theater for the third year in a row, and it was a fantastic game, as always. I'm looking forward to it coming out this summer. I played Jet Set Radio HD. I don't think it was announced that it was going to be on the floor, because Knuckles had no clue it was going to be on the floor, and he's a huge Dreamcast guy. That game was fantastic. It really... Actually, I take that back. The controls were weird. I had never played it before, and I didn't know what the controls were, or really what I was supposed to be doing. It's very obvious that the build that they had on the floor was an alpha build, and it wasn't really like flashy that they were having. It was just like, just walk by and it's just like, oh, Jet Set Radio HD. I'm just like, sure, why not? I'll try it. It was very fun. I'm looking forward to it coming out. Depending on... Yeah, this is kind of a bit of a tangent right now, but depending on what they announce that's coming out for the Dreamcast rounds, I think I might wait for Jet Set Radio HD to be released on disc with the other Dreamcast games. Again, they have not announced that they're doing another CD Dreamcast collection, but honestly, I'm expecting another one. Jet Set Radio HD is coming out. Shenmue 1 and 2 HD have not been announced, but they've been rumored to be completed for a while. And Sonic Adventure 2 has not been announced, but it's almost definitely coming out this year. So if they do another CD collection, I'm obviously going to pick up Sonic Adventure 2 on day one, but I might wait for the rest to come out on a CD and just buy them together. For what it's worth, Sega, if you're listening, do not release an HD update of Sonic Adventure 2. Do not. I like the terrible graphics. I like the terrible controls. I like everything that's bad about the game. That's why it's my favorite game, because it's god-awful in some places. It's just so good. Don't touch it. Please just give me the same game with achievements. That's all I want. Anyway, Rock Band Blitz, which I'm looking forward to a lot. That was a great game. I really played like Phase, if you ever played that game on the iPod Classic, or some of the other ones. What's the other games that Harmonix have released? I forget what they're called right now. But yeah, it played a lot like those, and it's a lot of fun. I like that it includes all my Rock Band DLC, and that I don't need a guitar controller or any of the special instrument controllers to play it. I like that I can just sit down with my regular controller and play it and experience the DLC music that I have, because I like that. I like not having to force myself to stand up and get an instrument like Rock Band 3, which is a lot of fun. It's just, you have to be in that mentality, and you have to be willing to stand up and do it. As opposed to Rock Band Blitz, which is just, all right, you don't have to change anything other than just open up the guide and open up the game, as opposed to changing controllers and swapping discs. I also played Quantum Conundrum, which is made by Kim Swift, the same person who did worked on Portal 1 and Portal 2. And Quantum Conundrum really just, it plays a lot like Portal. It's the person who I spoke to, is one of the developers, said it takes about 7 to 10 hours, the campaign, which is fantastic for a download game. And they also said that the achievements that they have, he said that he has done them all, and he like there's no impossible achievements. He's done them all like playing through it, which is nice because I don't want the achievements to screw me, even though I'm going to be getting the 100 anyway, or the 100%. Played Girl Fight with I forget who I played it with, but it's a fighting game. I'm not the greatest fighting game person ever, so it was nice. Girls with tits punching each other in the face. Trials Evolution, which is a sequel to Trials HD, which was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking for the online for that. I might pick it up. I'm not sure yet. I might pick it up when it goes on sale because I've never even played Trials HD. I also played the Missplosion Man Pinball FX2 table because I was just walking by the Twisted Pixel booth, and they're like, all right, who wants to be in a contest? And I was just like, me! And then they told me that I had to play this game, and I'm like, okay. Now I understand why Finch Lynch is obsessed with virtual pinball games. By the way, shout out to Finch Lynch on the Rooster Teeth community. Pinball FX2, it's a lot of fun. It was really just awesome to play. It felt good. I might pick up a few of the tables. Supergiant Games had a proof of concept build of Bastion on the floor, which I was not expecting at all, which was really cool to play, the proof of concept build. It showed how the world was going to be drawn, it showed how you would control the character, and it showed the combat, and it was really, really cool. I also played 2 of the indie games in the Indie Floor Showcase, because the lines were out the ass for all of them. Antichamber, which was, think of it as MC Escher, the game. And my god, I was like speaking to the guys who were working on it, and they seem like normal people. The coder and the artist just seem like normal people. And the musician, they seem like normal people. But my god, I'm convinced they're like dropping acid or are members of Mensa. That's just so confusing and weird and awesome. I'll probably pick that up when it gets released on Steam. Bit Trip Runner 2 I played, which was just awesome. It's the, side-scrolling, just running and jumping. Very simple controls. And then my favorite game, which I played all the time at PAX East, was Cards Against Humanity, which was not a game on the floor. I brought my own set from home. And I played this while waiting online for the Friday and Saturday concert with people who were just online with me as well. And I was just like, hey, anyone want to play? So we played that for an hour and a half, 2 hours each night. And oh my god, it was fantastic. It was so much fun to play. And it was so funny, and yeah, I just love it. And shout out to those guys. You can buy a set from Amazon for $25, or you can print your own set and get them printed out at Staples for like $7 or $8. Met some cool people on the floor. I met, obviously, Ray and Ben, who were in my room, but I also met Andrew, Mr. Sir, again. Michael, again. I met Lindsay for the first time. She was nice. I spent a little time with that group. I really spent most of my time just wandering the floor because, I don't know, I just there were some things I wanted to see, and I really just didn't want to wait around for games, so I was just really just dropping in and out of Ray and Ben's group. I was just like, hey, I'm here for half an hour, 45 minutes. All right, I'm going to go wander the floor for a bit. I just wanted to, wander and just randomly experience games. I also met for the second year in a row, I met the Redditor Sure I'll Draw That. And it's always great meeting him, and their posse. Yeah. It was fantastic. Met him for a few minutes and spoke, and it was awesome. And looking forward to meeting him again next year. All right, then the stuff I bought. I bought a PAX East scarf because I love the scarves. I bought the Behemoth's PAX East shirt because now I'm kind of locked into the tradition of buying their yearly shirt and not the official one because I just like that shirt better. And I bought a Metroid Metal shirt just because it was $5. I'm just like, I don't own any merchandise from you guys, and I feel bad that I have all your music for free. Then there was the finale. I'm getting close to the end of this. Don't worry about it, guys. The finale of PAX East made me very sad. I was crying. I was starting to cry while I was online. I'm just like, no, it can't be over. I don't want it to be over. First, Paul Storm and Jonathan Colton came out, and when Gabe and Tycho were taunting what the game was because they didn't announce it yet, They had Paul Storm and Jonathan Colton come out and sing the Canadian national anthem, which was really cool. It was also really cool to hear how many people in the audience were singing it as well. So I guess there are a lot of Canadians at PAX. And the final game they played at the Omegathon was Crokinole, which is a tabletop game that's apparently very popular in Canada. And it was a very, very, very intense game. And congratulations to the winners. Yeah, and then after PAX was over, I met with I met up with Knuckles again because he didn't make the finale because he was busy doing something else. He was at another panel, and I was just like crying. I was choking back tears, and I was just like, we were just talking for a bit, and I really like him. He's a good guy, and I'm sad that he's no longer a part of Achievement Hunter, but you should all still follow him on Twitter at Knuckles Dawson, as well as Casey at Church's wife. They're just great people, and I love seeing them, and I'm looking forward to seeing them again at PAX East next year. Some final thoughts. PAX East is the best weekend of the year. It is. He said it. Knuckles said that. And it's just so true. I love PAX East. I love everything about PAX East. It's just so much fun. I love spending the mornings with Knuckles and Casey. When she joined later, it was fantastic. It's just such a good experience. I hate coming back from PAX East just because at PAX East is just this aura of just everyone around you is a nerd, and everyone around you is just they're just all good people, and everyone's just chill, and everyone just relax, and everyone likes each other. No one wants to stab each other in the throat, and it's awesome that you can just like I did with Cards Against Humanity. I was playing with people who I'd never met before. No names, didn't get their names before or after. It was just like, hey, you want to play? I don't think I could do that anywhere else. And it just sucks coming back from PAX East because I know that aura, it's just gone. It only exists at 2 weekends of the year at PAX Prime and PAX East. And yeah, but that's what keeps it special. That I have to go away. That it only exists 1 weekend a year. If it exists more and more, then it would not be as special. And the last thing I want to say about PAX East is the LED sign in front of the Boston Convention Center said it was cycling through a couple of messages, and one of the things that they had for PAX East was it said "Welcome Home," and I think that really sums up how I feel about PAX East. It really is home. I mean, reality is cool and all, but there, I'm just surrounded by my people. I'm surrounded by people who are nice, people who are... You should all go to experience it. I can't really put it in words. I think that's it now. Got nothing else to say. Congrats to Ben. Not Ben. Congrats to Ben on not dying and figuring out how to turn a corner. And congrats to Ray for getting hired. And yeah, I guess that's it. So thanks for listening. And I think the next event I'm going to is RVBTO. I'm going to try my hardest to go there. No promises. Because it turns out that RVBTO is going to be much cheaper for me to go to than RTX. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Yeah, that's it. So see ya.